Welcome back, students. Today we're going to look at the first graph of economics, the production possibility curve. Economists use two tools, charts and graphs, to analyze the choices and trade-offs that people make. Economists use the term schedules when referring to charts. The production possibility schedule shows exactly how many items can be produced, what the trade-off is at every level of production. For example, if I want to go from producing 0 watermelons and 15 million pairs of shoes to 8 million watermelons, it would cost me 1 million pairs of shoes. If I look further down the schedule and say I want to go from producing 18 million tons of watermelons to 20 tons of watermelons, I would gain 2 million watermelons, but at a cost of 4 million shoes. This is the law of increasing opportunity cost. We'll talk more about that later. Graphs help us analyze how one value relates to another. Graphs use the data from the schedule to plot the points on the graph. So graphs show a visual representation of our schedule. The first product from the schedule is on the horizontal axis of our graph. The second product in our schedule goes on the vertical axis of our graph. So how do we chart a graph? Well, look at the schedule. In this case, we have 0 tons of watermelon. So we go to our horizontal at 0. And we have 15 million pairs of shoes. So we go to 15 on the vertical axis. So in this example, all the factors of production are being used to produce shoes. But that's not reality. We can switch things up. Let's say we used all of our factors of production to produce watermelons. As we can see, 21 tons of watermelons could be produced, but 0 shoes. So if all of our factors of production are going to produce to make only one product, we can make only shoes or only watermelon. In reality, we know that's not the case. Our factors of production go to an infinite number of possibilities. But in economics, we like to keep things simple, so we look at just 2 products. The production possibility curve shows the different combinations of 2 goods that can be produced using full utilization of our resources. So how do we graph a production possibility curve? Again, just take the coordinates. Point A is at 0 watermelons and 15 million pairs of shoes. Point B, 8 million tons of watermelon and 14 million pairs of shoes. Point C, 14 million tons of watermelon and 12 million pairs of shoes. Point D, 18 million tons of watermelon and 9 million pairs of shoes. Our point E, 20 million tons of watermelon and 5 million pairs of shoes. And our point F, 21 million tons of watermelon and 0 shoes are being produced. So all that we have done is plotted our points from our schedule onto our graph. But we're not done yet. Now we need to connect our dots. So I'm going to draw from A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, and E to F. This gives us our production possibility curve. This line on our curve represents the production possibility frontier. This is the maximum possible output for the economy using our current factors of production at their maximum capacity. If all land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship are being used to their fullest capacity, that's the most we can produce with these resources. Also notice our curve is not a straight line. It shows as we use the factors of production to grow more watermelons, it becomes increasingly expensive in terms of shoes. This is called the law of increasing opportunity costs. As we shift factors of production from making one good or service to another, the cost of producing the second item increases. In this case, some resources are better suited for farming and some are better suited for manufacturing. The production possibility curve also shows efficiency. Efficiency is using resources in such a way as to maximize the production of goods and services. Any point on the production possibility frontier is operating at maximum efficiency. Another term in economics is underutilization. This is when we are not using the factors of production at their most efficient level. Our resources are not being used at the maximum capacity at a point of underutilization. Our last term for today is unattainable. A point outside the line is unattainable with the current factors of production. Think about it. If all the resources of production are being used to the maximum capacity at the frontier, we can't produce anymore. It's unattainable to produce at that level. So there we have it. Our first graph in economics, the production possibility curve. Thank you. See you next time.